welcome everybody. I'm Wolf. Wells is somewhere, and Larson, or the three of us are going to give our honest opinion about a new product that JC Hill made called the Traycade Pocket Windows, and
Are
we'll
you
also
recording?
talk about his other products as well. So I'll let somebody start off with their initial just kind of reaction of the pocket windows. What say you, Wales?
Oh, are we recording? Sorry, I had to go step away and my boys were having a disagreement. So, yeah, JC's products and stuff. I mean, I've got, from the original Traycade NES shell, and I've also got the Super Nintendo shell. Got his pocket version, the one where I had to boot up secretly and all that stuff, which was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a pain, but I mean, it made it work until now. We've got the new one, the Windows with double the games, double the fun, controllers and stuff that come with the other ones that came with it, but with the newer one, it doesn't. I love the product. It's very simple and easy to use. The original ones used hyperspin to some degree a little bit. It worked well. There wasn't really a lot of issues with it, but with the newer one, he has updated everything. The interface is a lot nicer. It's a lot easier to use. I'm enjoying the product. I haven't had it for a week yet. I got mine, I think, on Monday or Tuesday, so I'm still learning it. But I am enjoying the games. I'm also enjoying you just insert it in a USB drive, you double click the execute, and you just start playing. That's a nice thing for me, having to go to a system boot F9 that you had to time and hit, and I had to disable security, and then I had to relaunch the computer and then have it target the Barracuda drive and launch from there,
Yeah.
and then everything's cool, and you played, and then when you're done, you had to do the first order to get it back to its window version. So it's come a long way, but overall, with everything I bought from him, I've been very, very satisfied with it. So he's been making some upgrades and some changes, and it's in the right direction in my opinion.
So is it my turn to speak a little bit?
Yes, it is.
I really, really enjoy the fact that there's so many stinking games, so many of my favorites that I've now kind of just stuck on to this little. So basically, you got Fightcade, and there's some Fightcade ROMs on this one. Can you imagine that, playing Fightcade from these things? And then the actual Traycade Windows that is running off of here. Now, here's the thing that I'm noticing. So, super awesome. My biggest complaint is the scan lines aren't as good as I would like them. But outside of the awesome the scan lines that aren't quite as awesome as I'm used to, they're still really, really good. Wales kind of showed up some of the controllers that came with the other original Traycade. The cool thing about this, the Traycade Pocket Windows version, is it works on any Windows PC basically. So super easy to use. If you've got a Windows laptop that you take with you on a trip or whatever, all you got to do is bring an extra controller. Like I have a wired Xbox controller. I just plug right into my laptop. Boom, games galore. So it's a really good, simple system to understand. Also, it's a lot easier because if you have multiple ports on whatever computer you're trying to plug it into with Windows, it's easy to hook up 4 controllers to it. I haven't had any issues. I know there has been some tweaking that had to go with some software needing updated drivers for some of the things. It's just like any software, right? It might want different sound drivers. But mine didn't have that. Mine just was plug and play straight up. It's really easy to configure controllers in it. Super easy. My one complaint, and I'm wondering if I can talk to JC, and there's probably a way to do it, is to back out of games easily back to the menu screen. Right now, I have to go into the taskbar and shut out that game, and it goes back to the menu. So I don't know if that's just kind of normal or what, but when you're in the game, that's how you have to get out of it, because it is, the ones I've been playing most of the time are the actual arcade ROMs. So, I mean, it wasn't like hey, let me shut down the arcade machine, you know what I'm saying? So, but I really, really enjoy it. It's really clean, easy to navigate, and it looks pretty too. It's a cool little package for sure. Definitely for the price point, man, can't be beat.
Yeah. So when you're just out of curiosity, when you're back, you said you have to do a taskbar and stuff. Like when you're leaving like a main game, trying to go back to the main wheel and stuff.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you also don't have select mapped as your hotkey, because to get out of any game, I'm just start select and it takes me back to the main wheel.
Oh well, no, start select doesn't do that for me. Select is coin up.
It's also coin up for me, but when you press it along with start, it should take you back.
Okay, I'll try that one. I did tap those to see if that worked, and it didn't. Okay. Maybe I gotta hold them down or something. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay. I'll figure that out. It's just
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I'm using an Xbox Elite controller. So Elite controller to play Ninja Turtles is kind of a little weird, but it's still awesome because I have Ninja Turtles in my pocket. So that's what's awesome.
Turtle in your pocket.
Oh my God, Xbox Elite, damn. All right, so how do I top that? So my initial reaction is, so quick genesis, I, like Wales, I own every single product that JC's ever put out. That is the OG Traycade. It is the Pocket, Traycade Pocket. I also have his, what is it called? The Traycade 2. Traycade 2,
okay,
which is a 512 gigabyte card that works with the Ambernick handhelds, and it is awesome. I absolutely love that. And then obviously I just got the Windows Pocket not too long ago. Like Larson said, I did have some initial things that needed to be tweaked. That's not out of the norm. But the great thing about JC is, I contacted him. I said, this is what's happening. He got on the call with me, and we fixed it within 5 or 6 minutes. It's now working great. I did have some issues that Dan's talking about, and I told Wales that I would play a game, say MAME, and I'd want to get out, and I would back out to the screen where it shows like little screenshots of all the games, and then it would freeze at that spot. I could not back out to the emulators that are going horizontal, and I would have to shut down the Traycade, reboot it. But that might have been because I didn't have the controller mapped appropriately, because I haven't noticed that happening once I fixed the hotkey. So I'm wondering if that fixed, I guess, the problem with the freezing too. I'm not sure. So we'll have to hear from, Dan about, if he remaps it or he has his hotkey to see if he's still having those issues. But as far as like the sleek UI, very user friendly, lots of options, awesome to hear like 80s and 90s chip music in between selecting your games, 21,000 games, lots of systems. I can speak to, and Wales, you could probably speak to this too, that the emulation has gotten better, right? So like the Traycade Pocket would not play PSP games great at all. Like it was.
There's no PSP, and I think there was only one PlayStation 1 game, and it was Tekken 3.
Yeah.
And there was only one Dreamcast game, and I think it was Soul Calibur.
Yep.
That was it. That was all that was on. This one is the Pocket Live version and stuff. That had about 10 to 12,000 games on it. Now you've got this new Windows one, which looks identical, but I mean, it's double the games. And I mean, I don't know how many Dreamcast games are on there, but
I think 20, 25 or so Dreamcast. There's 5 or 600 PS1, I think.
Yeah, it went from 1 to 500. Yeah.
Yeah.
And on those, and then now you got your 4 PSP games, and they run amazing. Now I will say since it is the Windows USB, how the better performance that your laptop is, the better performance you're going to get out of this drive. You know, if you have a slower running laptop with not a lot of gigs of RAM and stuff, it may struggle with some of those emulators like your Dreamcast, your N64, PSP, stuff like that. So, you know, the stronger your laptop is, the better the Windows Pocket thing will perform for you.
That's my problem.
Take that into consideration.
I'm running through my my gaming laptop when I was testing it earlier, running on a 3060. So that's maybe a bit overkill.
Yeah.
But I want to touch,
just blowing through it.
I want to touch on something really quick though. What you had talked about Wales, and it's awesome. And I don't want to kind of glaze over this. You said this as well, Wolf, is that they're talking about 25 to 30 Dreamcast games. These aren't just random games. Like, he went through and picked games that are like the ones that you would have wanted to play. So there's like the Jet Grind Radio. There's what is it? Marvel vs. Capcom 2. There's you know, Resident Evil Code Veronica. You know, all of those big Crazy Taxi. All of those big Dreamcast titles that you would want to play when you think Dreamcast, Sonic Adventure, all that stuff. Those are on there. So it's not like it's only 25 games. He went through and picked out like some of the #1 games. I mean, like, that's the great thing about this product. It was built by a gamer for gamers, right? So he's gone through and now I know for a fact he's going to start going through it a little bit more at some point, and he's going to start removing some of those weird older systems. I just know he's going to, because because there's all these, like, you know, the Atari 2600, the 70. You don't need like 5 different versions of Dig Dug, right? You need the one good one from Atari, and that's pretty much it, right?
One person will.
Yeah. So I know the one person, but for the price point, again, built by a gamer for gamers, took the time to go through it, add those little things that Wolf had touched on, the little tiny, you know, like just the love of it with the 8-bit sound system that's going off in the background. You're hearing your favorite like 80s and 90s songs back there in the background, 8-bit style. Those little tiny things are what really separate it. The price point, built by a gamer, and then the love that was put into it. So it is getting better over time. I can already tell. This is my first experience with one of his products, and I really, really enjoy it. But I'm used to playing all kinds of emulation stuff. I'm used to mapping weird controllers. It's so seamless on how it plugs in, how you can mess with stuff. Again, I didn't necessarily like that it came with the scan lines off, and I had to go back in there and turn off the auto smoothing and all that kind of stuff. But again, it's not anything crazy. You go into options, you mess with it. Wolf loves it, so it's made specifically for someone who actually it's for both, right? So I was able to make it like I like it, and then it came the way that Wolf liked it. So it's very customizable, very user friendly, and a lot of fun to mess around with.
Yep, no doubt. And just to piggyback on what Larson said, you could even mess with like the resolution, right? So I forget what game I was playing. Crash Bandicoot 1. And I went into the Sony PlayStation emulator, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to jack up the resolution from 10. I think it was like, I forget what it was. It was like right around 1080, 60 frames per second. And I upped it to like 1440 or something, just to see if I could notice a difference. And man, what it did is it absolutely made it clearer, but it gave you a smaller kind of window to play the game. So if you play it at the settings that he programmed it at, you get the full screen. But every time I think you up the resolution, like go to like 1440 or 16, whatever, it is going to decrease the size of the screen to make it, I guess, clearer. I'm not a techie person, so Dan.
It's probably it's trying to hold its native resolution, you know, its size, so it's like designed for like a 4:3 originally. That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
They probably switched it from for it to autofill, and so now it's going back to like true resolution. It's trying to fight you on that one. So I don't think it's going to go really small. I think it'll get to a point and just kind of stop at that. But it kind of just depends, right, on what your PC that you're running it on, because this is not a PC that you're running this. This is just basically a hard drive. This is a hard drive and some software. It has nothing to do with how fast your system's going to run, you know, the resolution that your monitor is going to be, any of that kind of stuff. So that's something to remember. So you got two different things going on here. You got the how fast the data can be pulled off of your flash drive, and then how your computer interprets it. So, but yeah, very customizable. You're right.
Good points. I, like Wales said, I got mine the last between these guys. I just got mine on, I believe, Thursday. Today's Saturday, so I've had a couple days to mess with it, and I love it. I think it's actually, I think it's his best product to date. I mean, as far as usability, reliability, the amount of games. Dan mentioned how could you go wrong? $45 is less than a current generation game. You get one game. So for $45, you get 21,000 games and 57 systems, different systems, including handhelds like Game Boy Advance. There's even
3DS,
Pokemon Mini.
Gear.
Yeah, I mean, it's
PSP.
Atari Lynx. It's ridiculous. And the Neo Geo looks amazing. When you play Neo Geo, you could see the Neo Geo console on both sides. It looks like you're playing on a Neo Geo. It's amazing.
That's what I was going to say. Also, with what Larson saying, the little things, gamer, made by a gamer, and all of his other products have never had bezels with them. This is the first one to have the bezels with them, and so the MAME has the bezels. If you're playing on a particular console, it has basically that console split for both sides of the screen. So you have your NES, your Super Nintendo, the Mega Drive, Neo Geo, those type of things. So that's also a nice little add-on and bonus, to what you're seeing on your screen and stuff. So it's
those that know. It's Bezel Project. So those, if you've heard of Bezel Project, it's something that's been going on for years now online. It's to fill out the black bars on the side. And it's funny because, again, like I told you, super customizable. Let's say you don't want to see all that stuff. In the options, you can turn Bezel Project off. It gives you an option: toggle on, toggle off. It's
like a little switch.
Simple. Yep.
Yeah, the UI, like Dan's saying, is really great. The amount of options you have with this product compared to like the OG Traycade, you can't even compare. It's not, it's just tons and tons of options. You could go into one screen and you're like listening to, say, like Journey or something, the chiptune version of Journey, and you could be like, I've had enough, and hit a button and it'll skip to the next song. Like, you just really have full control over this thing, and I love it. And if I had to kind of give it a school kind of grade for right now, I would absolutely say A minus for me. Like, and that grade could go up. I just need more time with it, but just my 2-day initial reaction is it's excellent. It's the best yet. And I know, Wales, you might agree with me, and this is nitpicking. There might be like a game or two I would have liked to have seen on there that I'm sure if we said to JC, in the future, can you maybe, like Dan said, get rid of like the Amiga 800 and save a little bit of space and maybe pop on like a few more Dreamcast games that are missing, or maybe a couple PS1 games that I like that I didn't see. And I know you had mentioned, like some more NHL type of games and stuff. So that's just being nitpicky, though.
It is, but I mean, the thing, just for me, because, with my age stuff, I grew up more with PlayStation and stuff than I did Atari. I played Atari, but it wasn't, like my thing or something that was in my heart, like, say, Super Nintendo, Genesis, PlayStation 1. So there's games that I would have liked to have seen, but I mean, that can be done, like you said. And, he's close. He's very close to a full library on PlayStation 1. So I think it's something he could definitely do. And then add in, like you said, some more Dreamcast. And then there's even some consoles and stuff that he'd like to get some more games on himself. Instead of, I think, like Saturn. And, there's also some stuff that's not on there that we may be coming up with further on down the road with, his next iteration. I don't want to tease too much with it, but There's other things down the avenue.
It's so crazy when you think about it. Like for me, it kind of it makes me spin mind wise because you start looking at it and you go, okay, so this little tiny flash drive right here, right here, I'm holding it. We've just talked about a few things like Dreamcast and all that. Super Nintendo, like you're looking back, you're going, oh, Super Mario World, yep. It's Donkey Kong Country, yep. Oh, and by the way, N64. Oh, I feel like playing some N64. That's on here too. This is stuff you just throw in your stinking pocket, right? And so it's just it. When I start thinking about that, and like Wolf said, $45, $50 even. I mean, it's a freaking that's dirt for what is on this thing. But even brand new games that are not super expensive. For instance, Evil Dead. Evil Dead is a great new game that I like playing. It's $40. This for a few more dollars, you get not just the one game, you're getting tens of thousands of games on top. It's for me, I just kind of go, oh, this is just crazy. Like I can't even imagine. I could never imagine when I was at my pizza parlor playing Ninja Turtles with my boys. I never imagined that I would be able to go to my my in-laws or something, carrying my laptop because I got to do a little bit of work or something, and being able to pop Ninja Turtles, the actual arcade ROM, into the laptop and just actually I'm doing like this move right here. Like this. Nothing, they're not looking. Pull my controller out and start playing. Never in a million years did I think that would ever be possible. And it's freaking amazing.
Yeah, and it's like I said, and you said it's the arcade ROMs, it's the NES ROMs, Super Nintendo ROMs, and then it's also got the hacked ROMs where people have gone and modified the games. And I always forget about those until I go and look because I mean they have N64 hacks. We've got Super Nintendo hacks, 8-bit Nintendo hacks, and those just add to the playability and everything of it. So it's mind-boggling.
It's a no-brainer and it's ridiculous. And I know he's having a flash sale right now, and that's why it's at the $45 price point. But even if it goes up to whatever I think he said he wants to sell it at $90 or whatever, it's a steal.
Still a steal.
Oh, still worth it.
Dude, so, I mean, and if you decided that you wanted to compile your own group of games, let's say you did that, all right? Because I know that's the complaint, like, oh, it's all out there, right? So here's the thing, doing that. You're going to take the time to figure out where all that stuff is. Oh, by the way, and not nuke your machine by downloading something you shouldn't download, okay? Then you're going to compile it all. You're going to put it in a nice little package. Do you know how much time that's going to take? Some of you might like doing that, so I'm not going to knock that. He's done all that stuff. He's done all that stuff and then some because he has the know-how to do it. See, there's a lot of things I can figure out how to do, but here's the thing. I'm also smart enough to know the ones that have that know-how already, I use their time. Like, it's worth it for me, their time. And I can tell you, even if he goes, like you were saying, $100, $150 for this thing, still freaking steal for how easy it is to use, the menu system, all of the bells and whistles that he's done. I mean, it's just, you know how much, flashes, these flash drives are. They're not super expensive, but they're almost the cost of what he's working on with the flash sale. I mean, like when you're talking about, a 32 gig, you're getting up there. So, actually, I think it's more than 32 gigs.
It's 128 gigs.
Oh yeah, this is almost the cost. It's like you're getting the software for free. So, right now, basically.
You're right. Yeah, that's insane, man.
I love the fact also because you talk about how it's customizable and you can do what you want. You can actually create your own wheel in there because you can make it a favorites, but you can call it whatever you want, and you can pull whatever games off any console or anything and put it into one wheel that you name whatever you want, and it's there for you to go. You don't have to cycle through different consoles or whatever. You can put everything in one spot if you want to, and it makes it that simpler. So it's just amazing with what the going from his first product to this one, just to see the progression and see how easier things are getting and the amount of content that's on there. It's astounding what he's doing.
Yep, I can't believe it. And it's all on 128 gigs, right? So you imagine if and I would buy it. I mean, if he charged, I don't know, like Dan said, $150, $200, but he put out a flash drive that was 512 gigs. and he included full sets of PSP, PS1, Japanese titles, whatever your computer can handle, I would buy that in a heartbeat. So,
because then you're talking into maybe even possibly getting some pinball ROMs in there.
Oh man, don't even start me on that. Throwing pinball machines in the palm of your hand as well as arcade machines. Dude,
yeah, I'm telling you.
Like, what was that? My eyeball just fell out. I just had to throw it back in. Crazy.
Yeah. So what do you say, guys? You want to go around the horn and we'll each kind of give our closing remarks, and
sure,
because we're kind of saying the same things. I think the three of us like it, but let's kind of just put a final stamp on it. And I guess we'll start with Wales and then.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was thinking A-. I did, like when I first got mine, I mapped my controller because that's just the first thing I do. I was having some sound issues with it. The games would play, but it was just no sound with them, and there was just something weird and cheeky going with it. And it took JC about 30 minutes to go through and dig it, but we figured it out. And once we got that resolved, I've had no issues with it whatsoever. I love the simplicity of it. Going from, like I said, resetting your laptop to settings and securities and stuff. Now it's just I pop in a controller first, then I pop in a USB play, and then when I'm done, I'll right click on the drive and eject it the right way because I'm just afraid of screwing something up if I just yank out a thumb drive and stuff, because I don't want to corrupt this beautiful masterpiece that he's done. And I literally throw in a backpack and I take it with me every day to work. And I mean, this next Friday when school's out and I have to be there by myself, guess what I'm doing all day long? It's going to be there. It's fantastic. The price is just, you're stupid not to get one at that price. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but 21,000 games. I mean, we did the math. Wasn't it like 50 cents a game or something like that?
Oh, it's less than that.
Was it less than that? I mean,
it's like 7 cents or something.
It's 0.02 cents, I think, is the way I figured it out.
Jeez, and I think of all the times I went to Toys R Us and pulled the cards on all these Sega, Super Nintendo games and stuff, and what I paid for them, and now it's insane. So love it. A-, can't go wrong.
So I guess I will go with, I'm gonna give it a little different. I'm gonna give it a double D because I like the double Ds. I'm just
my boy.
Okay. So I'll go back and I'll say, for me and my experience with emulation, I'm going to actually go a little bit higher. I'm going to give it an A because I understand how difficult it is for him to put it in that kind of a package. Getting everything together and getting it to run on all these different hardwares, like, doing the Omega Beta or, MP Beta, it's getting software to work on multiple hardware systems is so stinking hard. It's like a balance. It's like a balancing act you're constantly having to do. And what he has done to make it as user-friendly as it is, that's where it's coming for mine. So it's Dantron approved. It gets the mushroom stamp of approval, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about being able to take it with me when I go, because I can't really take my arcade machines with me. But this thing is amazing. So that's what I got.
Wow, jeez, I don't even know if I can. You guys pretty much said everything I wanted to. I mean, the one thing that we did not talk about, and I haven't messed around with it, so I can't really speak of it, but it will have Fightcade included, which is a way that you could play with your friends online on certain games or certain ROMs that match up, like fighting games and so forth, and some beat 'em ups. Yep, there it is. So, yep, Dan and Wales are holding it up. I have not messed with it. I need to do that this weekend, but I think the audience should know that that's even another option that comes with this.
Can you imagine this going over, let's just say again, going to my in-laws, taking my my laptop, plugging it in there, and then going, ooh, I feel like playing Sunset Riders. Hey, Wales, text Wales. Wales, what are you doing? Nothing. You want to play some Sunset Riders? Sure. I got a half an hour. All right. Boom. Being able, as long as you have internet connection, of course, that you got to say it, internet connection. Right. But boom, being able to play Fightcade with your boy in portable style. I mean,
seriously,
man.
This Friday, I'm not lying. School's out, and I'm gonna have my day. So I mean, I'm gonna try it out, test it just to see if y'all are available or anybody else.
You know what we should try and do? we should try and do cross-platform. So you Fightcade through the Windows, and I Fightcade through the Megacade.
Well, that'd be fun.
That's a call.
Because technically Fightcade should work. You just have to have the same ROMs. So
Yeah, exactly.
So it doesn't even matter. That's even cooler. I like it.
Yeah, you'd be playing at home, and I could be at work and still going, or we could go play some Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Or
Yeah, I could get beat by you in Mortal Kombat 2. Straight up.
I would just love playing Turtles, honestly. I'm so ready for that new Turtles game to come out and stuff.
Yeah.
Playing the OG or Turtles in Time with you guys.
Oh,
Just
dude, you
on
saw that.
on our laptops, wherever we are.
You
amazing.
saw that with I think was it. I streamed that one with Scan, didn't I? We Fightcaded on.
Yeah,
Turtles.
huh?
That's right.
Yeah, you and me did the Shmups game and stuff, but yeah, you and Scan did the Turtles and something else and stuff. But yeah,
That was so funny, actually. That was that was a good watch right there.
oh my gosh, hilarious.
Well, I actually, it's for my like final bit that I want to say is through talking with you guys, I'm actually gonna, this is rare for me because once I give my grade, I usually don't change it. I think I'm going to increase the grade. I know I had opened up and I said A minus, but I think I'm going to say A because Dan mentioned some things that I didn't take into consideration, like the time and effort it takes to not only curate the ROMs, but make sure that they're working and they, and just making sure everything is up to snuff as far as the UI and just, the countless hours that went into putting this together, the love. It is the ultimate gaming device, I think. I mean, as long as you have something that you can plug it into, I can't find anything. I mean, even my Traycade 2 on the Amberneck, that's on a 3.5-inch screen. You could pop this into, was playing it on my wife's new laptop. It was a 19-inch, high definition screen. It looked great. It was awesome.
No scan lines.
Absolute, not one freaking scan line. It was amazing, sharp as hell. But I'm gonna give it an A. I really, now that I've heard you guys mention some things, and with Fightcade, and there's online achievements, and there's ways to tweak, like Dan said, you could put scan lines in, you could change the resolution. Wales mentioned my favorite wheel. JC helped me set up Wolf's favorites, and I went into MAME, and I grabbed Miss Pac-Man, and I grabbed Dig Dug and Tapper and Gauntlet. And then I went into Dreamcast and pulled Sonic Adventure 2 and Street Fighter Third Strike. And it's just amazing. And to be able to go into your wheel and just play the games that you love, like Dungeons and Dragons and Turtles in Time. I don't know. It's awesome. I mean, this is stuff that we're doing on the Megacade that we're now doing on this portable flash drive.
I just had an epiphany. Sorry, go ahead, Wales.
No, I just said on the go. All this, like you said, Megacade stuff, your favorites that you would play in your Megacade, on the go.
So here's the epiphany that I just had. You know how people, they normally say, hey, I'm going to get a game box, or I'm going to get a pedestal for portability. Bro, I can take my laptop, plug the HDMI out onto my main screen in my living room. You can run it on. You could have a projector.
Oh, yeah.
And so thinking about it, you could have a projector in your media room and just plug it into a laptop that you plug into your, the HDMI for your projector and be playing. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's even
It's a
thinking
great
that
tool.
way now too. It's like, you can have it in the man cave. Let's say you didn't want all these things out all over the place. Like, man, just the game box and putting it on a tray or having the pedestal. You got a countertop right over here. You just set the freaking laptop on it, plug it into your thing, and you and your boy sit on your couch with your controllers.
Yep.
I mean,
That's how I got it to work in my room. All I did was go to the display settings, and I set my projector as my main screen, as opposed to my screen on my, because I've got my laptop that flips open, and then I've got it closed because I've got a bigger screen on my desk.
Yep.
All I did was switch the main display to my projector in my room. Boom, all across my chalkboard. There's There it is. And
Only
it's
with this, just this, and your
just
PC
that.
and a
just
TV or
that.
whatever.
And
But yeah.
then my wired controller, and then I've got a 10-foot USB extension so I can wheel my cushy ass chair into the middle of my classroom and play.
Well,
And
in
it's
theory,
amazing.
in theory, you can go wireless if you have wireless controllers and they're hooked into your computer. You know,
Yep.
you could run it wireless too. So
You can. I mean, he
okay.
recommends this new one, this 360 that has the dongle. You just plug the dongle into your USB port, and then it's wireless, and it's wherever you are, and it works. So it's, man, it's just crazy.
I'm doing it on my 12-foot blow up movie screen later this year when it gets sunny out again. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take some pictures back there. I'm gonna play some. Yep. Put my projector out and I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, just have the video cord go to it. Yeah, you're set, man.
Mario Kart 64 is gonna be up on it. It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Well, I just want to thank JC, you know, for putting out this stuff and making awesome products that we can enjoy. And you know, I've always said, you know, these guys know me. I'm a gamer. I'm not a creator. I'm not a tweaker. I'm not a JC Hill and Adam Bauer or Ryan Horton. I'm not. I just like to play games. That's what I like to do, and this allows you to do that, and I love it. And I thank him for that. And I love, because of Larson, I love playing with friends now. By the way, guys, I just got an email from Sony. They got my PS5 checked in on Friday, and it's just a matter of them either fixing it or replacing it so I could get back in, take the shrink wrap off that Evil Dead and get in there and start playing, and my Back for Blood and like all that stuff that we were playing beforehand. So
well, you can peel the shrink wrap off of it now and just smell it. I mean, you just
yeah, I guess I can.
Just waft it in.
Just,
you know,
just
right.
Smell it. Just kind of rub it on your face like this and be like,
That's what I was gonna say.
Rub it on my
the
face.
lotion. It puts the game on the skin.
You mean crotch?
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Thanks
All
for
right.
doing this, Wolf.
Yep, my pleasure. And thanks everybody.
Till next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Later.